Welcome back, True Seeker. This video goes out to my friend Darrell, big Raiders fan. Even though he knows it's rigged, he grew up on the Raiders. He lives and breathes the Raiders. When the Raiders lose, he gets the blues. And for all of you sports fans who are coming to terms with the fact that these games are rigged, it might be the same for you. I think my father now understands that baseball's rigged. But, the Yankees are his thing. My dad, that's always been his way to escape the doom and gloom of this world. My dad hasn't had the best upbringing. The Yankees bring him happiness. And I think if my dad could choose, between having the Yankees or having me as son, I honestly think he'd choose the Yankees. And I'm okay with that, My dad's known the Yankees a lot longer than he's known me. I've been around for half of his lifetime. But, anyhow, I think Darrell's going to be happy tonight. I think the Raiders are going to win, and very quickly, let me tell you why. If the Chiefs lose the division rival tonight, they'll be 5-2. 5-2. This is the year of Super Bowl 52, big number this year. If the Raiders beat the Chiefs tonight, they'll get their 52nd regular season win all time over the Chiefs, bringing the Chiefs to 5-2 in the year of Super Bowl 52. They'll do it at their home stadium. Raiders in Gematria sums to 52, as does Silver and Black. Everyone, go back and listen to that Looney song about the Raiders from over a decade ago. Song about how they go from L.A. to the Bay, where they are right now in Oakland, then to Las Vegas. That song came out way before they moved to Las Vegas. It just goes to show you, all of this stuff is planned and scripted, and entertainers, even such as the Loonies, they're clearly in on it. Or unless somebody handed those lyrics to the Loonies and say, hey, rap about this, rap about the Raiders going to Vegas. We know who runs the recording industry. It's the same people who run the rest of entertainment. The long noses. You know who they are. So I didn't do the full homework on this, but it is accurate. This is the current record. The Chiefs against the Raiders. Oh shit, did I read this backwards? No, I didn't. Okay. For a second I got worried. That I read it backwards. So the way this reads is this is Oakland's current record against the Chiefs. They have 51 wins in the regular season and 60 losses. So tonight, if they win, it'll be number 52 over the Chiefs. And I don't think it could be any more perfect bringing them to 5-2 this year. They do play again this year. They're division rivals, so they play twice. I'll show you what's interesting about both matchups. Today's date, if you just looked at the date numerology, you might think the Chiefs were going to win if you didn't know anything else. This is why you have to look at the full picture. And I'm telling you, I didn't look at the full picture here. I'm just doing a quick, speedy post. Always look up the QB records, the coaching records, and measure from the QB's birthdays to the game is also, same with the coaches, from the coach's birthday to the games. These distance and dates are important, and if you look for more, Derek Carr and Alex Smith and Andy Reid, and I think it's Jack Del Rio coaching the Raiders now, if you look up this information, you're going to find out more. And you might even be able to figure out if I'm right or wrong. But anyway, if you just looked at the date numerology tonight, you might think, wow, things look good for Alex Smith because this date really syncs with his name. The name Alex Smith has gematria of 39 and 48. Alex and Smith both equal 66 as well. Things are popping for Alex Smith, in terms of the date numerology. But that doesn't mean he's going to win. It is interesting that Alex Smith's back in the Bay tonight. He started his career with the 49ers. And speaking of which, the Raiders have a player from the 49ers who's playing for the first time tonight, Navarro Bowman. Show you what's interesting about him. Oh, by the way, Alex Smith tonight, if he loses, it'll be his 58th regular season loss. Oakland equals 58. So that seems pretty perfect as well. Oakland to give him his 58th regular season loss. We see these types of riddles all the time. As for Navarro Bowman coming over, he played 89 games with the 49ers. He got 74 starts. Raiders also has the gematria 74. In case you're new here going how are all these numbers associated? Look, you have to understand there's 4 base ciphers. You see, all of these ciphers are relevant. Last year, after the Oakland warehouse fire on December 2nd, 12/2, Oakland's on the 122nd meridian. Golden State equals 122, so does San Francisco. After that fire, I said, watch for 38 in tomorrow's Raiders game. And the Raiders ended up winning that game with 38 points. Notice 38's right there. The word fire's 38. The Raiders were down 15 points in that game. If you write out 15, it also sums to 38. But they ended up winning with 38 points. And before the game was played, I said to watch out for exactly that. This is the way it is. You get a scripted news story. They set a fire in Oakland by the numbers. You know, as I showed, that was synced up with football, the NBA. When the NBA finals started, you know, they were making arrests for the same warehouse fire. This stuff is all scripted theater. And because it's scripted theater, you can get ahead of what's going to happen. That said, even being aware of the code, you can still make mistakes. If you guys have followed my blog and my videos this year, I've lost track of my record. I have one wrong pick on primetime football games. I've called every other primetime game correct. And I think the only primetime game I haven't tried to call this year was Broncos and Giants, and that's just because I was driving all over the state. I didn't have time to look at it. So anyway, the primetime games are super scripted, and oftentimes they're the easiest to see. You know, just based on what I've looked, not doing all the homework, things look good for the Raiders tonight. Getting win number 52 at home. They're on a little losing streak. Bring it to an end at home. But Navarro Bowman, we'll see what he does. Interesting numbers he had for the 49ers, going over to the Raiders after 74 starts across the Bay. 89's very interesting as well. 89's the 11th Fibonacci number. 11 men on the football field, the master number. If you don't know, the Bible, where this entire code comes from, is 1,189 chapters. 1189, the Fibonacci sequence, said to be the mathematics of God. Interesting, right? Looking ahead, the next Raiders-Chiefs game is December 10th. That will also be a date with 39 numerology. So, big year for Alex Smith. You know, he's off to his best start. Even if he loses tonight, he'll still be looking good at 5-2. And I do think they're going to draw up the loss for Alex Smith tonight. And I really hope they do for Darrell and all you other Raiders fans. And I guess, you know, for all you Chiefs fans who get heartbroken when they lose, you know, really what I'm trying to do for you guys is make you stop emotionally investing in these games. I know if it's been part of your life for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, it might be a hard thing to do, but really, I mean, why let this scripted theater pull at your heart, you know? And that message goes out to you too, Darrell. Notice also the game starts at 5:25 tonight. I see a 52 there. Do you? So we'll leave it at that. You want to do some more homework, check the QB stat records, you know, check the coaches, measure from the birthdays. You know what? Let's just, you guys, for those of you who think this stuff's too hard, I mean, it's this simple. Alex Smith's birthday, I think his birthday is May 7th. There it is, May 7th. So it's just like this, date duration calculator. You know, you just bookmark these things. You can pull them up real quick. So from his birthday to today, this is for Alex Smith. It's 165 days. Scottish Rite, 165. 166. It's also a span of 166 days. You know, check the span. So today's Alex Smith's 166th day of being 33. Interesting that Secret Society's 166. Scottish Rite's 165. Scottish Rite obsessed with 33, his age. Let's also look to the upcoming birthday. That's also relevant. You want to check both. His upcoming birthday, 200 days. 201's a big Jesuit number, so it's also a span of 201 days to his upcoming birthday. Jesuits, major influence over sports. And I guess for a good measure, let's check Derek Carr too. You know, I wanted to let you guys do this, but I know how so many people are. You know, they just want to watch somebody else do it. But look, you guys, this doesn't take very long. And the time you're watching me do it, you could be doing it. You know, and you get the practice. You get in the rhythm of how to do this and check. So March 28th, that's the other date we want to check here. So first we'll just look to his upcoming birthday. 161 days, that's fine. That's the golden ratio, and golden ratio is connected to the Fibonacci sequence. We got Navarro Bowman coming over by the Fibonacci numbers. We got... Okay, so that's just to his upcoming birthday. Let's check from the last birthday, too. You want to do it both ways. 205, the all-seeing eye. That's kind of like 25, the flip of 52. Also, 206, the number of bones in the body. Masonic temple equals 206. The body is the temple. You know, spiritual belief, important to Masonry. Masonry invested in the Bible. Honestly, I can't tell too much from their birthdays. Sometimes it gives you a clear read. Sometimes a little bit harder to say, but that 205, it's like 52, you know. The flips of these numbers, 25, 52, the reflections are Consider them equals. 5, 25 star. Also, the over-under, 46.5 points, pretty much 47. Raiders also has that Gematria 47. I know what you're saying. You're saying, Zach, I don't remember 47 up there. Remember, anytime there's an S, you can add 9 more to the reduction method. That's called the single reduction on this calculator. It is relevant. It is relevant. All of this is mathematics. Go back and watch my video on the death of Kenny Stabler, who was the MVP in 74 for the Raiders. I believe he started 74 games for the Raiders as well, if I'm not mistaken. Used to have a video on his death, the murder by the numbers of Kenny Stabler, the ghost to the post play. Google censored me this past June, so everything got taken down. But this video goes out to Darrell. I should be writing my book right now. That's something to go back to. But, you know, Darrell, I like this guy. He's been speaking truth. He's been sharing my knowledge. He lives down in Houston. He's a big Raiders fan in Houston. Isn't that funny? All right, Darrell, you have a good day, man. Even if your Raiders lose, you know, there's more to life. You know that. All you sports fans, stop letting the sports tug at the heart. Until next time.